Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out on this price chart. And in the previous video we were right around the highs, and I was saying this move on the upside is not as strong as I was hoping for it to be. So finding an impulse, I said, is a bit of a challenge, and if you insist on being bullish in Ondo, you can say maybe this is one ABC running flat into wave 2 and then like another move up into wave 3 for 5. But I said from my point of view it's a bit complicated and I'm not really going to be in here 100% bullish. That's why we got help from indicators, and in daily time frame I said if we see a buy signal in MACD and stock RSI, and back then I believe we already had a buy signal in stock RSI, so I said if you see a buy signal in MACD, at that point, fair enough, you can be optimistic with a bit more confidence. So did we get our buy signal or not? The answer is unfortunately no. Now, in Ondo, in the short term, I'm not really seeing optimistic signs, but I'm going to tell you right away, I do expect a move up coming in soon. Why is that? Okay, let's start counting waves from the highest side. I think this is a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to about here or here, not important. After it, maybe this is an A, B, C zigzag, and then probably another strong 5 wave down to about this point. Let's go real quick on 1 minute time frame. I don't usually go on such lower time frames, but you know, this is for the sake of educational purposes. I'm thinking it's fine. Okay, yes, that's what I thought. This is 1, this is 2, and then 5 wave down to about here into wave 3, probably a triangle into wave 4, and another move down into wave 5. Also, in my opinion, this is a correction up. This time, I don't believe it's actually an ABC. I'm thinking it might be a WXY, potentially in form of a double zigzag. And what is happening from here? You see, it is kind of possible to say this is a complete 5 wave, but from my point of view, that's probably not the case. I'm willing to bet we are having from this high 5 down into 1, correction for wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down into wave 3, correction for 4, and this might be yet another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down to about here, or maybe like just about there into our wave 5. Now, on a higher degree, what do we have? 3 sets of 5 waves on the downside. So this might be a recipe for an impulsive structure down in Ondo, starting from the highest high about $8, which is not necessarily an optimistic sign. But question, what happens after a 5 wave down, even if we are bearish and our whole move on the downside is not over? You know the answer. We are going to have some sort of a move up. Now, let me be very clear. The move up itself is not really that important, okay? It is kind of predictable, and what really matters, I think, is the shape of that move. If we get a very slow and choppy move up with a lot of overlapping of the waves, okay, that's a characteristic of a corrective movement, and at that point, I think we need to say this might be either from here, a 1, 2, and then big move down into wave 3, 4, 5, or maybe if you want to be a bit optimistic, at least this can be 5 down into a correction for wave B. And what's next? Well, the conclusion is kind of the same, yet another move on the downside into our C leg. So if you see a slow move up, that's not going to be good for us. On the other hand, if you see a very strong rise, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which between our pullbacks we're not really able to identify a lot of overlapping of the waves, that actually can be a good sign. Why? Because at any given moment, we should be able to come up with a bullish and also a bearish count at the same time, and we have to be 100% objective. This was our bearish scenario. According to the bullish count, this can be still very well 5 wave up, followed by, now I'm gonna say this might be a WXY in form of a double zigzag, which one very important characteristic of that is being quite a deep move on the downside. This scenario can happen, but whether it is in play at the moment or not, I think it all depends on the next move. If we get a very strong rise, okay, maybe I should consider the bullish count as our primary case. On the other hand, if we see a slow move up, that is going to be, unfortunately, a bit of a different story. So for now, all eyes on the next move on the upside, and let's pay full attention to the shape of it. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Ondo. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.